D, wait for it, Lightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished Titans, episode 6 of season 3. And I don't know how to feel about this show, man. Like, it's not very good, but it's like they have good concepts. It's just they don't execute them very well. And I don't understand that process either. Like, I don't understand how you can come up with a pretty decent idea. And then it just from concept to execution, it just fails completely, in my opinion. Like this episode wasn't as bad as like 2 episodes ago, but it's not very good. The fight sequence was the best part, and even that was a little like, I'm just like, how do you guys fail at this? Like, I don't understand. And it goes back to also, it just really goes back to the whole, if you don't have the money to do the power set, don't do the character, because I'm sorry. This show, if you're going to do Teen Titans, you got to have the budget to do an all-out battle with all-out powers. I mean, like, we're talking Starfire flying, Beast Boy turning into multiple animals every episode. Like, if you ever watch Young Justice, or you ever watch Teen Titans Go, you should be using their power set like they do on those shows. And I do not get why they don't, but what do I know? You know what I'm saying? So... but there was some things that I did like. I liked Connor, how he kind of turned into a bad boy. I think that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But they did use some stuff here that I also did like. They did some stuff with satellites that I was like, ooh, that's good. I like that. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't even know how this show is going to end. Like, this has to be the last season. There's no way they're doing another season. Yeah, all right. I'm going to stop yapping because I really don't know what else to say in terms of, like, overall the episode, except for the fact that it just wasn't that great. But let's get into this breakdown. But before I do, you guys, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So now that I got that out of the way, let's do this breakdown. So it starts off with Connor, and his bad boy has been let out from that snake. Remember last episode? And then Beast Boy went inside him as a germ. I'm like, oh, get out of here with this dumb nonsense. So stupid. Oh, so stupid. Okay. So he's decided that he is upset. So he smashes this mirror, and then he shaves off all of his hair. And then these two are headed back, and they're like, they're going to be so mad at us that we let Sebastian get away and everything. Or they let them take Sebastian. And I don't remember what else they say here. And in all honesty, it doesn't matter. Like, you guys, seriously, you could watch the last 5 minutes, and that's all you need to watch of this episode, because I can't remember what they say here. So they got the blood moon going here, and the infection has started. His brother blood infection. Sorry, I have a cough still, and I need some libation. And she's all like, you need to accept what's going on here, and you need to take in your birthright. And he's all like, it hurts. And so he's all like, oh, what does he say here? I can't remember. So I can't remember what they say. So they go in here, and they're all talking, and they're chit-chatting about whatever. And then they come in, and they're like, Sebastian went with them. Sebastian he sacrificed himself to save us, whatever that nonsense. I mean, did he really though? And so they're like trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Okay. Yeah, I really don't remember what they say here. Sorry, this was at the beginning. Connor walks in, and he's shaved his head, but he's all like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna find him, we're gonna kill him, and bada boom, bada bang. I can't remember what he says else about that, but his plan sounds pretty top-notch to me. But they're like, you're gonna kill him? And he's like, yes. After Bruce Wayne killed Joker, how many people did he kill after that? And he was like, 0. And he's like, exactly. So we're just going to kill him. And I'm like, yeah, do it. Do it. So then he's all like, I'm going to do whatever I want because I'm freaking Superman. pretty much. So then Beast Boy goes down here. I do not understand the whole process going on with Beast Boy and his inner animals or whatever. It's so weird. I don't think these people understand his power set, but it's like whatever. I just don't have time for this nonsense. So he has this little vision or whatnot, and he sees this eye. This is like a T-Rex eye or some crap like that. I don't know, but he sees that, and then he hears you never really made it back, huh? And he's like, no, not really. And then he's like, whatever. And then Connor comes down. And he's like, oh, you never really made it back, huh? And so he had like a precognition thing or whatnot. I'm like, oh, whatever. So then they're still back here. And she's like, yo, you'll have to see your visions. You'll have to see your past. And then he gets this thing here where he went into some kind of foster home. And she gives him this room. And then she gives him this game, some kind of game or whatever. And he's like, yay, and everything. Then later on, there's this little girl comes in and she's all like, Sebastian, we have to give her your room because she's not, she doesn't have an eye and this room's warmer and she needs to heal. And she's like, you know what this is? And she's like, mm-hmm. And she's like, Sebastian, can you give her a turn? So he gives her the game or whatever. And she's like, thank you. She's like, did you see what happened there? She was weak and you were strong. She was being rewarded for her weakness instead of you being rewarded for your strength. And I'm like, that's a good point. I mean, but at the same time, there's nothing wrong with being kind to people, There's nothing wrong with being kind. She's just being mean. But I mean, I don't know if it was like he was punished for his strength. I don't know if that's really, No, she's wrong. He was not punished. There was no punishment there. That lady was just asking for a moment of kindness from him. And so then back here, Connor is trying to move the LexCorp satellites to block the blood moon because they're like, no blood moon, no blood, ritual sacrifice, whatever it is. And we're, bada boom, bada bing. But he's being really mean to everybody. He calls Dick Richard, and he's like, don't call me Richard. And he's like, do you really prefer to be called Dick? And he's like, I prefer Dick. And I was like, ooh, soundbite there. But anyways, and then and he makes everybody either call him Connor or Mr. Luther. So he's moving the satellites and everything. He's like, this is only temporary. He's like, oh, well, we'll see, kind of thing. They're talking about their night. Oh, they were talking about their nights before. So she's talking about transportation and her magic nonsense is like, whatever. I do not understand. I don't care either. I really don't. But she's talking about transporting Sebastian back. So then she makes him see another memory. And this memory is of him in I'm assuming college. But this guy's doing code on a computer and he's all like, can I show you something? If you had this instead of this, it's much easier. It's a shortcut. And so he's like, oh, great, man. The fast track to the good life or whatever. And he's like, can I talk to you? He's like, listen, I'm going to have you transferred out of my class because you don't understand the basics. And basically, and he's like, he was punishing you because you were smarter than him. You are better than him. Now, this one, she's right. He was getting punished because he was smarter than this teacher. I mean, listen, nobody likes to be, made a fool in their classroom or whatever. But if somebody's right, they're just right. That's just how it is. I mean, get over your ego. Yeah. And this guy is obviously just teaching everybody. And if you are above the class, then, good for you. Anyways, he was being a dick to him for no reason. And that's when he's like, we have a problem. And he's like, the blood moon is going away. He doesn't have an accent like that. But anyways, I like this actor guy right here. He's been in stuff before that I like. Yeah. Anyways, so she's all like, he's like, can't you have him drink the thing now? And she's like, you cannot rush it. He has to be chosen. He can't be made to do it. I don't know why I'm doing this accent. Anyways, she does have an accent, but that's not the accent. I don't know why I'm giving him an accent either. It's so stupid. Anyways, so they are figuring it out. And so this woman is talking about figuring out Beast Boy's powers. And he's like, you really don't have any time. It's like rewriting code, but it's like his genetic code or some crap like that. I don't know. It wasn't very good. And then these two are talking about getting her powers back. And she's like, well, they never really went away. They're still there. You know, it's like a phantom limb. And so they're gonna try to do a spell. She's like, you can get my powers back. She's like, I didn't say I could get your powers back. I could help you with getting your powers back. So so he's doing the satellite thing, and they move it, and he's like, man, it's been a big night, we've faced zombies, and we've done this, and then what's his face like, I kissed Gerard, and I'm all like, yeah, you're 16. I still don't like that process that they've done on the show. I still think it was a bad choice, but what are you gonna do? It's done and over with. He's making out with an adult, and that adult is being a little weird. So then they do it, and the moon changes. But then she's like, hack into the system and figure it out. So he's hacking into their system. But then he's like, hey, I know we made out and everything. And I don't remember what's said here, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. He's having visions or whatnot. And so he goes to get coffee. So while he's getting coffee, this guy's all like, you're having problems with the animals inside you. And he's all like, listen, he's like, when the towers fall, go to the red. It's like, what? It's like, when the towers fall, go to the red. And then he zaps away, and he's like, hey, and guy turns around and is like, what are you doing? So back at Star Labs, he's like, this isn't gonna work. It's only gonna work for a hot minute, but because then finally the Earth will rotate and the blood moon will be back. And he's all like, they'll have 5 minutes to do the ritual. And he's like, well, hopefully they don't figure that out before we find them. And so they see that it's been hacked. But then he's like, find out from where. They find out from where, and they find out it's from this dam. So he's like, that's where they're at. So then she gives him drinks, some of her blood, because he's in pain. She's like, this will stop the pain, but only for a little bit. And so he drinks her blood, which is gross. And then she's like, you have one more memory to watch. And it's him at dinner with his girlfriend. And she's all like, I bought you this for you. It's like the one that your mom gave you or some crap like that. Excuse me. Oh yeah, it was the Nintendo game from the foster lady. And he's all like, just go. He's like, you're gonna break up with me. Just go. I don't want to have to deal with that. And she's all like, you saved her. He's like, I knew she was gonna do it, so I just beat her to the punch. She's like, no, you saved her the obligation to break up with you. And you did it yourself to save you from the pain or some crap like that. And I mean, I don't know if she's right or not, but she seems pretty wrong to me the whole time. She's like, you have so many fans and loyal subjects that will do anything for you. Let me show you how. And then they reveal these people are his followers, and that's the little girl with the eye patch. That's the ex-girlfriend, and that's the professor. And they're his followers. And I was like, oh, look at that. I thought they were going to off themselves, but they didn't. And so, okay, so then she's getting tested for her powers. She's like, did you do anything the last time I tested you? And she's like, no, why? And she's like, when the first time I tested you, you only had 8%. You could only access 8% of your powers. Now you can access over 80. And she's like, if you go full blast, it'll kill you. Almost like foreshadowing. So then they figure out what they're going to do. She's going to cast a spell, and they're going to transport or whatever, and she's going to hold on to what's-her-faces to get her powers back. And then what's-her-face is going to hold her hand to give her the light or whatnot. Anyways, so he gets there, and he takes her out, and she's like, do it. And he like blasts like right through her. It's like, and he blasts through her whole freaking head. I was like, that's cool. Yeah, that stuff is what I'm here for. But she's magic, so she pops over and she takes him out because she's like, you did not tap into your rage. She's like, I like it, but I am more powerful than you. And he's like, no, you're not. She's like, prove it. And then he attacks her, but he gets taken down. So then they start their ritual. As soon as she's like open, she's like, imagine your powers are like a leaf petal that's been growing like branches out, and it's searching for you. And her powers get accessed, and then she's looking for where it's at, and she's like, power her up. And she's like, power her up. Then she does a little blue mark, and then they go, and then they see that it's at this dam, and they go inside, and they see that Connor is captured, and she's like, oh, they have Connor. And they're like, this is the dam. And they're like, we don't want a full-on collision with them, but it's got to happen. So then they prepare themselves. And she's all like, okay, let's, I saw that vision of our daughter kind of thing that you had. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? And it's like, oh, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't even matter. I don't even care about their relationship. They're not doing a good job anyways. So they go in, Superdog comes to help Crypto. So they go in, the blood moon happens. He's about to drink. He says the 3 words, Azeroth, Trigon, whatever stuff. And then, in pops Beast Boy. These guys are all fighting. I'd show it to you, but you can't really do it. So he smashes this. She gets her powers back, but she's now a White Raven. I don't like this outfit. It looks cheap, but whatever. They're still fighting. And then in pops Jinx. Hold on. She's like, you're about to go down, bitch. And then she stabs her with her little thing. She's like, oh, fuck, and everything. She does a lot of swearing, but she's dead. She's like, not again. I have a feeling that she's dead now. Or she's not going to be dead now. And so then they're like, you don't have to do this. And he's like, yes, I do. So he drinks it, and then he does this little scream. Everybody disappears. Oh, as this is falling, hold on. He's like, this is the tower's falling part. And he's like, the tower's falling. Go to the red. I don't know what that means, but so he disappears, and so does everybody else. Here, I'll show it to you. He's doing this havoc cry. I'm not quite sure what exactly what's happening to them. Is he I'm not quite sure. But so they all disappear, and then she's like, "Yes, my son," and everything. And then he goes, and she goes to bathe in the goo that looks like the stuff from Ghostbusters. And he gets in there and he immerses himself in it. And she's like, you are home now. I'm like, in this goo bathtub? That's his home? Okay, whatever. And then that's the end of the episode, you guys. It's just the end of the episode. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, there we go. We'll put it on that DC thing. I'm messing it up. Okay, it doesn't matter. Oh, goodness. So, and then that's the end of the episode. So it wasn't that great. The last 5 minutes was probably the best part. But I mean, other than that, it really wasn't that great, in my opinion. I just wish that they would do a better job writing it, because I just feel like they just waste so much time, I don't know, man. I'm really not going to go into it. I got some other stuff to do today and everything. But tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you think about this show so far? I'll do a better job next week with my breakdown. I've got to go pick my kid up from school and everything, so I don't have time to really reminisce too much. But tell me what you guys thought. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next Titans breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.